Let's get into something practical. Visual language models. If you have Meraki cameras from Cisco and they support RTSP, anything like that, you can actually take a model, load it onto a server in your environment, and tell it to look for things. All my camera systems suddenly become the Eye of Sauron, okay? When there's a fist fight, send me a text message. When there's a fire, send me an email and a text message. Lots of things that you can do. I use Home Assistant at home, right? I don't know if there's any Home Assistant people here, but if you know someone who uses Home Assistant, they're a massive nerd, okay? So that's kind of the thing is, you're hooking up these cameras to these visual language models and you're asking them to do things when they see other things. Pretty cool. This is me. I didn't show this yesterday because my wife really doesn't like me showing our cameras. But I said, can I just show a still of me? She goes, sure, fine. So I have my AI looking at my cameras and saying things in a funny way because I'm a little chaotic and I think it's funny. So it uploads it to a chat server and it says, looks like a solitary figure is either having a profound philosophical debate with the grass or just checking to see if their stylish brown boots match the early spring aesthetic. I'm not a stylish guy, so I don't know what that was about. But yeah, I mean, these are the kinds of things you can just have still shots sent to a perpetual chat room based on something that you're looking for. This is an immediate use case for most people I talk to. If you're not doing something like this, consider it. If you have cameras that support RTSP, you can just deploy your own language model and you can do things just like this. And you have a perpetual chat log with images of anything that you're tracking. With Meraki, you can do this with our camera line, and you can do this with an enterprise service that runs in the cloud called Cogniac. That was a recent acquisition of ours. Or, like I mentioned, you can run your own visual language models on your own server. So, immediate use case, something you should probably look into. A couple other actual really good use cases. So in Atlanta, they have a chatbot. It's a 311 virtual assistant. And they set it up, they connected it to databases for payments for water utilities, electrical utilities, things like this. You can go and you can ask this thing questions about your bill. When's the next time trash is picked up, things like this, right? Very, very good use of a chatbot. Cuts down on a lot of operational expenditure, of course, and even capital expenditure in some places. So this in New York City. They're also doing this in Massachusetts. And you can see it's going up every day. It's like 1.2 million active monthly users last year. It's probably double that or triple that now. It's just a convenience thing. Here's another way that AI is used for good. There's a company called No Traffic. And sometimes they're brought in. We think our traffic isn't optimal. There are too many pedestrians getting hit by cars or whatever. So they'll put these cameras at intersections and they will analyze traffic patterns. They'll analyze pedestrians walking, things like this. And they will say, based on what we have taken, this is the optimization of light timing. Maybe you need to reconstruct this particular intersection in a certain way. But as a result, there's way less crashes, way less death. It's optimal for everyone. Very good use of artificial intelligence. So what does it look like if I tell you to deploy these sorts of things in your place of business? This is what a full stack looks like. I don't have time to go over all of it today, unfortunately for you. But I'll tell you, at the very base of an optimized full stack system, you have our Nexus platform. So Nexus uses an operating system called NXOS. You don't really have to know NXOS anymore. You can actually just use Nexus Dashboard. It is one-for-one parity. Most of my customers now, they order it with Nexus Dashboard. They don't want to learn NXOS. That's cool. You're going to run this on a unified computing system. That's our UCS, our server platform. And a lot of data center, like AI data center folks I talk to, they don't care what compute they use. They just don't care. It just looks like RAM and CPU and cores. I don't care. I'm going to use my own software and obfuscate that anyway. So what makes us different is if a part inside of UCS breaks, we can set it so that that replacement part is actually at your doorstep the next day. And I had a customer that did this and they didn't even know the thing was broke. It's pretty cool. We set ourselves apart by proactive monitoring in our TAC organization. On top of that, you've got your hypervisor, of course, Nutanix. We do support Red Hat, and we do support VMware. We sell enterprise architecture stuff from NVIDIA. That's if you don't want to have to learn AI and lang chain and all that kind of stuff. We will give you software that just sort of envelops all of that, and you have drop-down boxes. Choose your model, choose your applications that you have, connect it all together really easily, right? We do SecOps on the left. We have, of course, our firewalls, firepower. We have multi-cloud defense. I don't know if any of you use multiple VCPs like AWS or Google Cloud Platform, but if you do that, we have a product for you called multi-cloud defense. And then we want to actually observe what's happening, and we do this with Splunk. We do this with Thousand Eyes. There's a lot of different things moving on here. Maybe you get the picture, but we actually are the only vendor that can do everything. We literally are. And I've seen so many folks claim this. I'm not trying to be a hack or anything, but they're full of it. We have portfolios for everything that works in the AI stack. If you just want to look up some designs and what they look like, you can Google Cisco CVDs. We have stuff for Gen AI modeling. If you're going to train your own stuff, do machine learning, you can see what those look like. It doesn't cost anything, but you can see what best practice configurations look like. Cisco's really good at buying companies. I don't know if you knew that or not. Did anybody know that Catalyst is actually an acquisition? Did you guys know that? Yeah, Crescendo, right? Crescendo, yeah. And then you have Tandberg and Celsius, ASA and the phones and stuff like that. Those have worked out pretty well for us, I'd say. We purchase more companies a year than any other IT company. I think we're at something like 35 or 40 per year. And most of those now are going towards AI companies. Galileo is our most recent announcement of an acquisition. It does agentic visibility. Pretty cool stuff. Outshift is our incubation engine. We just set up a quantum group a few years ago. And our CEO, Chuck Robbins, is really big on saying we're going to have the quantum internet ready by 2030. That's a thing that people are saying out loud now. Quantum internet 2030. So we have these summits. The next one's coming up here pretty soon in 2026. If you're interested in quantum technology, please take a look. Talked about that. We do sell all-inclusive units if you don't want to do bring your own solution. If you want to deploy AI, we have small, medium, large, everything in one box type of solutions. These are called AI pods. We've had some pretty good, we've had good success with these. If you want to do something heavy, if you want to do your own training, we sell these big beefy boys, probably the biggest, most powerful server we've ever sold. You can fit 8 H200s in these guys. It's the UCS 885A, pretty awesome. Saw one in real life, it was crazy. Did anybody hear about Project Glasswing in the news? Google, us, right? Hey, we developed this crazy new model called Mythos, and we found a ton of 0 days in your products, like a ton. And we know that if we release this to the public, you guys are screwed, right? So they partnered with us and all of these other companies, right? It's not just us. So we can use Mythos, they can use Mythos to find these 0 days in our products before they actually go live with this and give it to other people, right? People are worried about black hat LLMs, reverse training some of these things like I have done, and we'll show you shortly.